Welcome to another episode of the Acute Hotep Rehab Center. One day I'll get it right. Well, listen, man, today I want to talk about something, man. Something that's been on my mind, right? And that is, have we reached a point in blackness and pro-blackness where there is no acceptance of objective opinions? Have we reached a point where those who we put up, on a pedestal, for lack of a better, analogy, have we reached a point where their opinion rules over all and there is no rebuttal, no response worthy of being deemed acceptable? Because I'm starting to feel that way. I really am, man. And the reason being is because, I look around and I don't see that much has changed. If you think differently, then definitely feel free to comment, but I don't feel as anything has changed in the last, maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe, of my pro-black experience. And I would even be, I would even go out on a limb and say that in the last 10 years of anybody's pro-blackness, nothing has changed. Maybe we can even go on a longer limb and say that nothing's changed since Dr. King. Really, what really has really changed in the, direction of the pro-black, in quotations, wants or needs. We want a lot of things. We ask for a lot of things. We protest for a lot of things. Like, okay, for example, we always wanted to police our own communities. We still not policing our own communities. And I feel like a lot of the police shootings that happen in the black community happen because of lack of us policing our own communities. It's just something about it. A lot of people have objective opinions to this, but I feel like it's just something about not being of the same ethnicity or culture, or, because of that, not understanding that culture, and then being asked to police them or being asked to reprimand them for anything on a day-to-day basis. Mike Epps actually made a joke about it, man. Was it Mike Epps? No, it wasn't Mike Epps. It was D. Ray Davis. He made a joke about it, and in one of his comedy specials, he talked about the fact that, a black man or a black cop would see a dude outside selling DVDs. I think he was kind of like, pointing out what happened to Alton Sterling. You see a black guy outside selling DVDs. You as a black man, you might tell him you gotta move around. No soliciting in front of his business or on his corner or whatever. But what you got on deck for me, right? Whereas a white cop, he don't look at that man that way. He's like, all right, you're just a waste. You're not worth it. You're not worthy. Or worse, I'm scared of you. I've seen so many bad depictions of your people that psychologically I can't even have that same sentiment for you or your people at all. So, that's just one of the things that we've asked for many times that we haven't received. We asked for reparations, haven't received reparations. We've seen other cultures receive somewhat reparations. We've seen Indians receive reparations, which Some of us should be on the bill. We've seen a lot of people who aren't Indians, who are, indeed $5 Indians receive things, and we haven't received anything. Last time I checked, I think it was between $5 and $14 trillion that we owe. And we haven't received anything. But that's just the way it goes sometimes, man. But again, when I look at these things, haven't been changed. Now look at, many of the leaders who we've put in the forefront, who we've kind of given the keys to the car, and we've said, all right, we'll jump in the back seat or we'll jump in the passenger seat and let you kind of ride it out and kind of figure it out because you speak articulately, you present yourself well. You seem like you have my best interest in mind. You look like me. Let me see what you got, man. Maybe you can bring us home, man. Maybe you can pick up where others have failed. But a lot of times what we find is that isn't the case. And my proof in this is, again, we are in 2018. And if you can go and look at the stories in 2015, 2016, 2017, they're the same type of stories. But it seems like there are more. Right? It seems like they're just going up. Meanwhile, the popularity and the fame and of course the money and the finances and things like that are going up in these leaders per se, but we don't have a change. And at the same time, it seems like they're beyond reproach. It seems like when things are happening to them which could say outs them or puts them on the front streak or kind of exposes or maybe could give one reason to question their motives or exactly what it is they're doing or what they're meaning to do. I mean, of course, we see what they talk about on redundant basis day by day, but I mean, what do you really want to do if we don't see a change, but the message remains the same? And then when you are questioned, there's some type of backlash or some type of name call or some type of tantrum or something like that. I mean, where are we really in the state of pro-blackness when this could happen? Are black leaders really beyond reproach? I would say yes, man. I would tend to say yes right now. And if they are beyond reproach, which I think they are, then what does that say for the people who put a lot of their hopes or their dreams or their direction in these people's hands? I mean, when they tell you to think, they give you the resources to think, and then you start to think, and then you think too much. Is your thought process supposed to stay in a box? I mean, are you supposed to be boxed in? Are you not supposed to grow outside of that? I don't know. It just seems like it to me. I don't know, because my thought process also is like, a lot of the people. Matter of fact, I'll cover that in another video. We're gonna cover that in another one, man. Here at the Acute Hotep Rehabilitation Center. And again, here at the center, this is what we do. Our aim is just a question. I mean, that's why we're making this video. This is my second video on there, right? I'm Preppy, if you don't know who I am, right? And here we're just going to question, because there's not a lot of questioning going on. There's a lot of following. There's a lot of yesing and head nodding, but not a lot of where do we go from here, really? There's a lot of things going on around us that we're not really we're not really acting as much as we are spectating. And I think if we keep doing that, we're gonna end up like the frog, which stays in the water that boils, and you know what I mean. And the temperature steady rises, and after a while, he just dies because he didn't. It was just such a sudden thing. While many of the people who are the people with the utensils, the people cooking, they're kind of okay financially. They're kind of okay within the system which they despise. But I don't know, maybe it's just me. Again, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to dislike it. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share it. All right. Are pro-black leaders beyond reproach?